agree with doing 50-50 with men, or do you guys believe that a man should be a full provider? Hello?
It's silent since we.
Anybody can answer. Ro, you can unmute. Anybody can answer. It's just,
All right, so let me say this real quick. I always watch Anton Daniels. Been following him since the Lapeef Network, and they left for whatever reason. Antoine never really addressed it. You know, he got a certain way he do business or whatever. He keep it respectful. Ain't really out here starting trouble, but just creating content or whatever, right? However, he took this whole panel thing like this when and no shot at Lapeef, but like when he left, like the whole panel thing left. Like he took the strong personalities with him, and since then he's developed different personalities. And I'm not gonna say better, but more entertaining. If you go look at what he's doing versus what Lapeef is doing, is a big difference. And one of the things is that he was real controversy, and that sells. And he stand on whatever his position is, whether you agree with it or not. And he always says substantiate your argument. Man, I fucks with y'all.
If these little takes have been going, somebody's lying, because it's not that many people going 50-50 in a relationship. But it's cute. It's real cute. And I mean, it's more people going 50-50 than not going 50-50. I'm sorry. Most women aren't having their way in relationships. For the women that are, congrats. For the women that aren't, don't give up hope, because it's really all cap. But yeah.
Why you say what made you say it's all cap? Why you say it's all cap?
Because I forgot, what is it, like 70% of women are going 50-50 in a relationship?
Okay. Wait, that's true? 70%? 50-50? I mean, that sounds about right, though. I ain't gonna lie. If 70% Americans...
Kevin Samuels taught us, I don't know, we can't forget our lessons. But yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody?
I think it's okay.
A lot of these people that be screaming 50-50 can't even take care of themselves, right? Like they keep yelling 50-50, 50-50, then referring to men as rusty dusties and all that stuff because they can't afford to give their wives a certain type of lifestyle, right? It's a pyramid. Everybody can't be at the top, right? But a lot of times, we'll work ourselves to death trying to keep up with the Joneses and don't enjoy the things that we got. Sometimes you got to stop and smell the roses. Right now, granted, every man out here, the way we're wired, if we was put in these situations where we can take on everything and still live comfortably, we would. It's like the way they spitting this topic out here, like they just want men to go to work like machines and droids and just work, bring them home the money while they sit and do nothing. And not just that, they don't want to just be able to sit and do nothing. They want to be able to take trips and do all these other things while you give them this luxurious lifestyle while you're still at work. That's crazy. What they say, I hope that love never finds me.
I think it's okay to like do 50-50, especially if you're a younger couple starting out. Every woman and couple gonna want their own thing, but I feel like the end goal should be that at least majority of it, the man, like if a woman has a part-time job, because you have to, because in this economy we like have to work. But I feel like
sidebar, like what part-time job you gonna get that is gonna be sitting there waiting for you? Like you said, they don't go together in this economy and part-time job, right? So like either you're gonna be working or you're not, or like not just when you choose to work the job, just sitting there waiting for you to get back outside smoking a cigarette, like it's a limo driver waiting for you to get finished doing what you're doing. The jobs are not there in some cases, right? And like even when it comes to like 50-50, going back to working, like you gotta have a skill set. And then like with these last 4 years with flooding the borders, even guys in the trades has been getting hit hard because, you got people bringing temps in on jobs where guys that went to school for 4 years through their apprenticeships and got their licenses, a journeyman's license to do heating, ventilation, plumbing, sprinkling, carpentry, and they've been undermined by illegals and stuff like that. So like even at that point, people are losing money. Then how many people are actually going to college for jobs? Like tech jobs, STEM jobs, stuff like that, things that's actually important, not arts and stuff like that. So it's a lot of different factors.
the goal that the husband is the main provider. But if you want to go 50-50, you can.
Mm-hmm.
I think 50-50 If you're not married,
Sidebar, that's my homeboy wife right there. Shout out to Blackwell and Ava. I met her once.
you shouldn't be looking for a man to be all in. You're not his wife. You can be going tomorrow. He's only renting you for the moment. If he don't propose to you, then you should be paying your half and he should be paying his half.
Facts.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't be living with anybody that I'm not married to. Me personally.
I think those women on that TikTok trend, I think all of them were married to those men who were looking like you don't pay anything anyway. I don't think those men were boyfriends. I think they were husbands. So it makes sense.
Right, and it was kind of goofy because they looking at them crazy. Like, what are you doing? Like, go sit down somewhere. Like, you don't pay anything, and they aiming their phone at them, smirking. And all it is a flex on people who out here, you know, got to grind or what you call struggle love. That's all it is. It's just a flex. They flexing.
How about that, Ava?
Yeah, okay.
Most of them were husbands, though. I didn't see a lot of boyfriends on there. Now there were a lot of boyfriends.
It was some. I mean, it was a mixed multitude.
The 50-50 side.
So okay, so my question is, how long do you wait before you do your special little trick in the bedroom?
I think this man changed the whole subject. But what I wanted to say is, I think that we also have to like think about whether it's a wife or a girlfriend, all of the unpaid labor that comes with having a woman in the house. You know, I'm you know, I've been married before. I'm single now, but if I had the opportunity to be a man, I would definitely pay all the rent because I know now I'm getting meals. Now I'm getting a clean house. Think about it. If you paid for a cleaner and you paid for a chef and you paid for a nanny and you paid for a therapist and you paid for that, that's far more than paying the bills.
So my girl,
unpaid labor unpaid labor. I'm just thinking and then I think it all depends on what the woman is doing in the household. But if a woman is there for you, doing the therapy, cooking the food, taking care of your kids, washing the clothes, doing all that stuff, that would cost you probably more than your whole income.
Ma'am, nobody contract house duties out. Like the majority of people don't live in that world. Like you can't clean up behind yourself. That's just typical traditional family shit. What's wrong with I come home, I go to work, I get home first, I cook dinner while I go to the gym. If I'm home first, which is 9 times out of 10, I'll cook and I clean up and I come do this if I got time. But like I don't feel like my wife owe me some money. I sit there and talk to my wife like, yo, the average maid get paid $17 an hour. The average licensed chef get XYZ. Like that's crazy. It's like you want to be paid. I hope this love never finds me.
So now you get a house to live in as well.
Bro, this is a house that you got to build brick by brick, okay? You just don't get it because
Yo, that's the brick lady. Yo. Yo, this nigga 2K is crazy. Yo, what the?
Would cost you probably more than your whole income.
So Rhoda, so
now you get a house to live in as well.
Rhoda, this is a house that you got to build brick by brick, okay? You just don't get it because you here. All right, that's why I asked, how long do you wait before you hit that special Gok 3000? I feel like every dude should make a woman wait a
personally, I wouldn't date a man that's waiting for me to do something sexually for him to reward me in any kind of way. I wouldn't date that. I wouldn't do that. And I will say this, okay? So I've been on my own since I was 16. I've been able to pay bills my whole entire life. I can pay bills by myself. To me, there's no incentive for me to live with a man if he's not paying the bills. I can take care of 100% on my own. But if I want to live with a man now, if you want me to if you want a roommate, homie, just say that.
Bro, now hold on. Now, hear me out, because a couple years back, I was watching this woman. She got hit with a brick, and she was saying she needed protection. So if you had a man, he probably wasn't paying rent, but he had protection for you.
I think you're really trying to be funny. I think you're really trying to be funny, and I think that you try. How are you trying to be funny? I know exactly. I don't know why you would bring up something that happened a year ago to me, and and this is not.
Yo. Yo, he is vicious. He is vicious, right? Yeah, well, like we use all these names, right? Roommate, 50-50, right? To try to, discourage people from working together, right? Now, at certain places, when you first getting started, ain't nobody paying you $1,000 an hour with no experience, with nothing. You're 18, 19, your brain ain't even developed fully. You still trying to understand life. And now you're on the job being trained, or you're going to school to learn how to do anything with no skills, no hands-on, or whatever it is you're going to school for, because you're still learning, right? Ideally, what the two people in that situation should do is try to find that husband or wife in school versus going back to your neighborhood trying to get a build to bear and go with somebody and say he or she has potential. You have a better pool to pick from at your school, whatever, right? And then you get through the point where you're climbing the ladder in your 20s, your 30s, you start to see a little bit of money. And if you're married, you start a family in your 20s, late 20s, mid 20s, whatever. By the time you're 40, your kids old enough to do on their own or whatever. But if both of you guys are still working, 9 times out of 10, a woman who went to college, she's not really want to throw a career away, because people have, typically women do stuff they're passionate about. It becomes a kid until they have kids. They love where they work. They're the mom there, the auntie, to a certain degree. It no matter what their background is, but that's how they treat their jobs. It's part of their identity. And so I said all that to say, let's say if you could afford to live on one income, that second income is going right in the bank. It's going right in the bank. So now you got the money for vacations, or if something happened, God forbid, y'all good, y'all got that cushion. Imagine that one person who got this is a good job and y'all living within y'all means, and that's all going in the bank. Whether it's your wife paying all the bills or your husband paying all the bills. It's a goofy conversation, because typically you have a joint bank account. It's one person paying the bills no matter which way the money come. Whoever is good at managing. Hey, we got X amount to save. We going to save this month, this amount, this month. There's so much stuff you could do with the money when it get there. You can invest it. You could day trade. It's a lot of different things you could do. But that's the beauty of two incomes with two people working. And let's say your wife do want to start the family. Y'all build up a little next egg. You got money coming in from investments and stuff like that, because you got to that point, right? Now your wife can take off and raise the family. You ain't got to worry about your kids getting indoctrinated in school, anything like that, because you were smart enough, like a bird with the brain the size of the tip of my finger, to build the nest first before you lay the eggs. So, like, don't let nobody with all these conversations have, like, dude, a lot of times, a lot of these chicks, dudes that got the money is looking at it. They're not even on their radar. And there's always a conversation about, like TK said, you're going to do that little special move. And they always try to say, you got to be my husband, or you got to be doing all this. But you'll be in a relationship with a woman doing all the husband things. Let's get back to the clip.
The topic. But if you want to talk about,
Oh, yo, TK crazy.
Fact, I was watching this woman. She got hit with a brick, and she was saying she need protection. So if you had a man, he probably wasn't paying rent, but he had protection for you. So
I think you're really trying to be funny. I think you're really trying to be funny, and I think that you try. How are you trying to be funny? I know exactly. I don't know why you would bring up something that happened a year ago to me, and and this is not even the topic. But if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. And we can talk about that, but I don't want to come and take over general. But I think that making jokes and laughs about violence is just not funny. It's never going to be funny. There's never a place for that.
That had to happen first. That didn't happen.
What does a man in my household paying bills have anything to do with a violent random man on the street. Whether I have a husband paying my rent or not, every woman is susceptible to be around a violent man. Those two, if you're gonna have a conversation,
It's like messing with a chick on drugs, right? And smoking weed before weed was legal. She gotta go in the neighborhood to cop it. Like that's a turnoff. Like certain shit, you wouldn't be in certain situations if you didn't do certain shit. Like if you had to do, you probably wouldn't have been outside of a club or whatever happened. I remember when it happened. You know, that's messed up if somebody really hit her with a brick. But then she turned around and was like, nobody protected me. And there's two guys standing there, like they look like foreign guys. You could look at the soccer shirts and stuff like that and the little shorts they had on. Like they definitely wasn't from this background or whatever, but shout out to them. But you could tell they was different, but it became a black male thing. Typically, when you say black, you're talking about African Americans, right? So then everybody went on this whole thing about how black men ain't shit based on that. And then it turns out they were saying she was probably lying. And she had a situation like this similar that happened before. You know, TK with this letting the jokes roll though. I ain't gonna play the whole video. Go check it out at AntonDaniels.com on a YouTube. I think this is Q's show. Shout out to them and yada mean.